Hi everyone, welcome back to VALORANT Hub. My name is Aki. Right now we're looking at some interesting leaks that are happening in VALORANT. New skin leaks potentially, agent leaks, a lot of stuff is happening. I want to have a chat about it because the leak situation is going crazy right now. Let's start off with the first leak that we saw literally ages ago now. This is not a new leak. But of course this was a gameplay leak. This was leaked, or at least shown at first I think by XTR, a YouTuber, a VALORANT YouTuber. This we weren't quite sure what it was, if it was true or not, if it was a leak or if it was fake. But I think it's fair to say that after we've seen the other new leaks that came from, I think, Chow's on Twitter, it looks very much like this is real. Specifically, of course, if we go over to this right here, we can see the hands of this agent. And the hands of this agent, specifically the nail polish, is what we see right here. So let's just continue going through. Then we also have this RGX number 2 type of situation. XTR proudly putting their watermark on so that anyone who covers it, of course, knows it's, it's their source, I guess. Whatever it is, that's fine. So this is called Afterglow 2 apparently. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be coming out in 2 weeks from now, because we saw Doodlebirds come out like a week ago or a few days ago. So that was also another leak. And then we've also seen this so-called leak of the Reaver Phantom, which a lot of people think is very similar to fan-made artist, what's his name? Trying to think about his name. Zyros, I think is his name. And he produces brilliant fan art, theory, skin concepts, etc. This looks very much like what we've seen from him. But of course in VALORANT and here it's called Soul Stealer. So people are even asking, bro, how many of these you have? And he says too many. Alright, next one. The one that you probably see in the thumbnail. Tournament mode and knife. So we see right here a Demonstone knife. And of course it's in a build that we haven't really seen before, right? And I'll explain that right now. So if we zoom in right here, which XTR has in for us, we can see 491,520 VALORANT points, and then what is deemed to be a tournament mode thing. Now, this itself does bring some level of legitimacy personally, and the reason I say that is simply because VALORANT Hub is oftentimes given early access to new content. We've been given the clearance to say that I will be testing out Fade on Sunday night / Monday morning once things happen. With that being said, what we're going to be seeing is very similar to this, right? Where we have 500,000 VALORANT points, and then you buy whatever you want with it, essentially. So it's an unlocked account is the short answer, right? We see here home, battle pass, agent, tournaments. And then we see something about some sort of query error outside scene. So not sure what's going on there, I've never seen that in. Essentially what we're given is developer or influencer builds. So of course we saw this, whether it's a battle pass knife, who knows? I think it looks a lot more advanced than any battle pass knives that we've seen before, but could that mean a new skin bundle that we haven't seen yet? Who knows? And then of course we saw this leak right here, which was either yesterday or the day before, where we saw the Fade cinematic screenshot, which we have of course covered both of these looking at a trailer. And then eventually of course we have, my friend told me to post this, VALORANT leak, new character. This was blurred, but of course we have seen Fade now, and VALORANT has of course shown her and promoted her, which wasn't meant to happen. I won't say when it was meant to happen, I actually don't know specifically, but I know that it happened. It clearly happened in response to everything being leaked. So the question now is, what's happening? Why is all of this being leaked? Some would say that this was Riot's own doing, that Riot is essentially feeding out to random creators or whatever. A lot of people think that, for example, Valor Leaks is affiliated with Riot. Now, as far as all of that is concerned, how all of that works, realistically, nothing has actually been fed back to creators like myself. So as a creator myself who sometimes works with VALORANT to put out new content for new agents, given early access, etc., as someone who works with Riot on that capacity, I have no information. We've asked, we still have no information, no real comment about what's going on here. But what is very clear, and I'll be making more videos because this is inevitably going to happen more, is VALORANT has a huge leak problem. I would make this video on the Valorant Hub main channel, but there seems to be very little point to that, but maybe we'll see if we get a bit of traction on this channel, and either way, every time a new leak comes out, we'll go over this a little bit more. Now, how is this being leaked? Well, most of the time when Valor leaks, for example, leaks something, it's data mined, being that it's in the game, and as long as it's in the game, it's generally fair use. It shouldn't necessarily always be out there, but sometimes Riot messes up and they put something in. So for example, we saw the agent's actual name and description being leaked in the in-game code. That is fair game. Riot shouldn't be doing it. Riot essentially is making mistakes there. Either that, or they are in fact purposefully feeding information to leakers through that for marketing and publicity, also giving those people a very large advantage, which we can see from follower accounts. What is more concerning than that, though, is these leaks right here, because this is not within the in-game files. This is being leaked through an actual source, i.e. someone who actually has this video, and likelihood is that someone either works for Riot or works with Riot, maybe as some sort of QA, who knows. What's happening though is this is happening more and more frequently, to the point where we've actually seen an agent being shown off 1 month early, to the point where they're so not ready to be shown yet that the descriptions aren't even finalized. That is when the leaks are happening very early on. And so what we're seeing right now is a lot of dysfunctionality when it comes to Riot Games, the content that's being released, and ultimately that lands on content creators, because by the time this stuff is released, Riot's bottom line, i.e. their revenue, doesn't really take a hit as far as I'm concerned, but when it comes to content creators, it's why you don't see a lot happening oftentimes with a lot of content creators. And oftentimes the content creators that are doing a lot are the people who aren't working with Riot, who are generally going to leak stuff. That being said, just wanted to go over it, just let you know what my thoughts are on everything. What do you think about the leaks? Would love to hear your take. I'm sure a lot of you personally, and I would understand this, are very happy about leaks. But we'll see what happens with Riot. Either way, this is a really embarrassing look.